Last topic, the integration challenges.
So 2 ones I want to go through are data quality and preparation. We kind of talked a bit about this before, but right now, if you want to train your model or create indexes where you can pull data from and pass it through to a model for generative answers, it makes a big difference to get that data into a structure that the AI can easily understand and your indexes can easily pass through. And so I think if you're trying to integrate AI into a company, you have a whole load of data that you want to start using, be it training or be it creating indexes around that with RAG. It is important to understand that there are formats to it. You want to get into a really structured state that works well with AI. It's a normalization process that you have to go through. And I think there's a lot of misconception that AI can just take anything to it. You can just throw any data. That's definitely not the case. I think it needs to be in a format that works well with it. And we've gone through exercises recently around that, but I'm sure you can talk about that more, where we wanted to get documents in a certain format and we found Markdown worked really well, especially for front-end tools that then display that Markdown. It'll just flow through really well. So yeah, it's a good consideration to think about. You do have to actually pay attention to that.
I think what we found is there's really a fundamental shift in how you need to think about AI technology and the potentials of it. So when we've looked at people who haven't been following AI, they're not aware of the technologies, you're potentially integrating a tool that is really powerful and can do a lot more than a lot of people realize possible if they haven't worked with AI. Part of the integration challenge is really understanding who inside your company needs to work with this technology and needs to be guided on how it functions to be able to unlock that potential. If you have subject matter experts or you have anyone in specific departments, do they know what it's possible of? And have you made them aware of what it can do so that you can unlock the full potential of that? Because often, someone may attribute it to, an old experience with a chatbot where it's very sort of static. But I think, making people aware, showing them the potential of it in an organization will obviously unlock the maximum potential of what AI can really offer. And I think that's only done through proper change management and education on AI.
Especially since AI is such a new way of interacting with the system or with data. It's something that no one's really used to. Like you can still see even now when someone tries to chat to something like ChatGPT, if you've used it a lot, you can start making your questions pretty specific or brief, or almost how to prompt it in a way, or which keywords to use to get the best out of it. Whereas if you're a new user, you may not even really know how to approach the question. Like you have a large question that you want answered, and I've seen a few people write out like paragraphs of text that can explain in detail exactly what they wanted to do because they think that they have to explain it to that level, not realizing that, it's really good at just inferring your overall objective from like a very short description of your question. And so I think a lot of training, just how to effectively use AI, it's almost like understanding prompting in a way is a huge efficiency boost. And you can give 2 people AI and one person's way more efficient with it than the other person, simply because they just understand better the interactions with it, how to ask it, how to prompt it, and to sort of follow up questions and to sort of guide it in a certain direction. When you have enough experience, you can start steering the conversation. No, I can see you drifting off to this other technology that maybe I'm not interested in. It's kind of nudge it back on course, and you can get back on course and get your answer. But a user who's not so much aware of that process may see that first answer and go, oh no, it doesn't know what I'm asking, and sort of give up, and not realizing that you kind of have to work with it and sort of massage it sometimes to get there.
Yeah, it's interesting with that change management, because our organization, we've done change management, digital change management within, or digital transformation is another terminology for that, where we've updated software applications within organizations, integrated better processes to actually create and manage those software products. We've seen resistance to that change just within the people that are within the organization. Just you're changing the way they do things, approach things. They create bad habits that they've done for years. So now I'm just curious, and I probably have asked you this question before when you're integrating with one of our clients, is have you seen any type of hesitation when they're like, oh my God, this is going to replace me or whatever, that kind of viewpoint? Have you seen or heard that at all?
No, in my opinion, in some ways the inverse of that, because it's maybe people that haven't been exposed to the technology, so they're not aware of the potential, and they're still thinking, well, can this really do what you're saying? In some ways, I think until you show someone what it can do, they may have some preconceived ideas. I wouldn't say we've seen that directly, But as we ramp up solutions, that will change as well.